The first Friday in November leads us to Fifth Third Arena, where the Cincinnati Bearcats will take on the Georgia State Panthers here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Hello everyone, I'm Chase Johnstone alongside Aidan Riggs. The Bearcats are coming off of a win on Monday night over Western Carolina. They won by 31 points. Three guys scored exactly 18 points apiece, all in the front court. 3, 4, 5, they're all new guys. Sean Abayev, Baba Miller, Mustafa Cham. What's not to love about these big men?
We're going to talk about it a lot. This is a brand new roster for the Cincinnati team. The three-headed monster, as we said earlier, between Baba Miller, Sean Abayev, and Cham. We're going to start off with Baba Miller. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds. Last year, he had 6 double-doubles for that FAU team. He starts off his time here in Cincinnati with another one. Sean Abayev, all the story coming into this season with him. The highest ranked recruit ever since Lance Stevenson here in Cincinnati. The pressure's on for him, and he delivered early with those 18 points. You look at Cham, he's the transfer from UCF. He was one of the best freshmen in the entire nation last year, a finalist for Freshman of the Year. 18 points and 5 rebounds. He was the only Power 5 freshman that was averaging 10 plus points, 5 plus rebounds.
As the game goes on, but last year, Kirk Risa
had 6 points the other day, and he has really been sidelined with injury this point in his career. He started off in Arizona. This guy's been around the block, by the way, with what you're going to hear here. Started off in Arizona, then went to West Virginia, and ended up last year in Kentucky. He only played 9 games when he got injured against Gonzaga early in the season, but he's got that experience. He was one of the best guys in the Pac-12 when it came to assist at Arizona. He was just one of 5 players in Pac-12 history with multiple triple-doubles in his career. The Pac-12 might be defunct for the moment, but still, he was one of the best players that they've ever seen in that conference. He brings a special thing to this team that's experience, something we haven't seen in the past with people coming into Cincinnati, but we're seeing it this year.
They remember Kirk Risa, the defunct Pac-12 at the moment, but again, Jordi Rodriguez, a guy that comes over from Spain, taken across the Atlantic Ocean. He's been draining from deep when it comes to shooting threes out there.
This is a new era of college basketball. This is a guy with professional experience overseas. He was playing in some of the top leagues over there in Spain. We're talking about the Spanish ACB and Primera B division. This sounds like a soccer league to me, but still.
You know too much about it.
I know a little bit too much about it, but he had 10 points in the opening game. When he was playing over there in Spain, he was averaging 41% from deep. Impressive numbers for him. He's looking to see that
season. They only won 8 games last year. Actually, they're 14 and 19. 8 games in conference that they won, but they lost to Eastern Michigan on Monday night. They lost by 22. That was a game where they were within about 10 with nearly 7 minutes to go, but Eastern Michigan won a 16-2 run in the preseason selection polls, but if they are going to try to pull off some sort of an upset, it's going to start with him tonight.
It really is. He's the guy that has experience at the level that Cincinnati plays. He's a transfer from Iowa State originally. He didn't play a ton for him, but he was able to get that experience in the Big 12. He knows how this is going to work. This is a roster that's built up of guys that are coming from all over the place. A lot of guys from the JUCO ranks that are looking to establish themselves at the D1 level. It's going to be interesting to see how this...
The game, 8 rebounds at 6'8". And then, Ayuba Bertha coming over from Minot State, scoring 13 points a game. Some of these guys, first time pronouncing their names, first time seeing them play in person in the Division I level. It's going to be interesting to see, but, we'll be back here shortly on Bearcat Sports Radio. It's the Panthers. It's the Bearcats coming up next. Here's Cincinnati led by fifth-year head coach Wes Miller. 268 and 194 in his career. He actually holds the active lead for wins, 218 now, by a coach by the age of 40. Next closest was Rick Pitino.
Wes Miller got his start in coaching very early at UNC Greensboro. He came over here as a young coach. He's got a lot to prove. There's been a lot of criticism, especially in the offseason in the past 2 years, with the roster that Cincinnati has had. That postseason success hasn't been there. Haven't been to the tournament since, I believe, 2019. It has been a long time, and these fans want it. These fans are voicing their opinion. This is a do-or-die year, it feels like, for Wes Miller.
With everything going on in the city of Cincinnati in sports, they need it, we need it.
Our hope is in Wes Miller, to say the least.
That's a sentence that we didn't think we'd be saying at the start of November. But for Georgia State, Jonas Hayes graduated from Georgia in 2004. His twin brother, Jarvis Hayes, who he's 5 minutes older than, is also on the coaching staff, played in the NBA for a bit. Jonas, 38 and 58 as a head coach. He was 4-0, actually, the interim head coach in 2022. Following Travis Steele's departure at Xavier, and won the NIT.
It's really my favorite thing you said in that entire thing was 5 minutes older.
5 minutes?
The fact you had that on.
Time stops in some moments, and we're back here on another call, another season on Bearcat Sports Radio. Let's get it.
You can feel the energy once again. We've really missed this here at Fifth Third Arena. Last year, towards the end, it kind of fell off with how season almost felt like the wheels fell off. There's been a lot of energy on campus this year, of course, with the football team's success. We're hoping it comes to hardwood as well.
The crowd slowly files in. Hamilton, Brown, Beam, Chappelle, and Sherrard starting for the Panthers. And for Cincinnati, Thomas, Abayev, Krisa, Miller, and Cham for the Bearcats. Beam and Miller will be the ones jumping up at center circle. Officials walk this one in. The tall individuals will jump it up, and the Bearcats win the tip. Here, Krisa on the right wing. Gets it off to Abayev, top of the key. 3-ball from Abayev. Long rebounded by the Panthers. That was Chappelle pushing up the court. Here's Malachi Brown. Dribbling with the left hand. Stops on a dime, looking over in the short corner. Shot from Chappelle, a bit long, tipped around. Ball bounces out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia State.
Cincinnati didn't waste any time. You saw immediately what Sean Abayev wants to do, and that's he wants to shoot the ball. He did not waste his time taking that 3-ball. It was a decent look, too, just a little bit too much on it. Got to calm down here and stay strong defensively.
He's taken the first shot in each of the first 2 games of his career. Pull-up jumper, it's a foul. That was the low baseline. For Jelani Hamilton, they'll get Day Thomas with the foul.
Day is the lone true returner, as I'm going to put it, on this team for Cincinnati. Everyone else that played last year is gone. Of course, you have Tyler McKinley and Halveen Zella, who didn't play much last season, are coming back. But Day is the lone guy that knows how this system works. He is the guy that's going to be your true leader out there for the Bearcats.
Hamilton made the first free throw, 1 shot remaining. But again, it is a completely new roster as Hamilton sinks both free throws. It's going to be a lot of learning names and faces. First day of school, second day for these guys. Here's Cham in the low post, left block, backing his man down and Beam. It's tipped around and stolen. Hamilton one-on-one with Abayev, 10-on-10 crime, puts up the floater off the front rim and rebounded by Cham. Pushing up the court, Day Thomas has it now, 2-on-1, dribbles it out. It'll be a foul called with a lot of contact right there. It'll get Malachi Brown for the call.
One of the only things about Sean Abayev that has stood out really in his career is that defensively it hasn't always been there. But you saw in that last possession, he did a great job of getting tall, was able to keep it away from the basket and able to take that possession away from Georgia State.
Here's Abayev on the left wing. Gets it back to Krisa up top. Krisa, shot fake, kick over to Baba. Shot fake for Baba. Goes inside, levitating, the ball bounces off the rim, and it's rebounded by Beam. Loose ball on the ground. Brown takes it coast to coast on the right wing. Right by the Cincinnati bench. Going right to left if you were watching on television. Beam the high screen. He spins off of it. Brown gets inside. Sidestep jumper. Rimmed out. And Beam right there. The big man, 7'1". He averaged 3 blocks a game last year and had one with 14 blocks in a game. Panthers up 4-0 early.
That's another one of those JUCO guys that's coming in trying to earn his minutes here at the D1 level. It's going to be interesting to see him as it goes on.
Tough defense from Brown. It's tipped around, and Day Thomas recovers it. 16 on the shot clock. Top of the key. He dribbles in. About 17 out. 1-2 step. Looking for the corner for Abayev on the shot fake. Right wing corner. It's good for Day. First points of the night for the Bearcats.
There's that ball movement you want to see for the Bearcats. That ball worked its way all the way around to be able to find Day Thomas in that corner. But Sean Abayev once again able to dish that one out.
Thomas, the first bucket for Cincinnati. Here's Chappelle. Gets it over to the left wing. Deep shot and connects. It's Isaiah Sherrard, Cats pushing quick. Tipped around, stolen, another turnover by the Bearcats. Here comes Hamilton. 2-on-1, gets it off and lays it home. And Wes Miller with an early timeout. The Panthers have come to play. 9-3 Georgia State.
I believe every single fan in the arena just collectively went, not again. Because this is exactly what you saw last year in that second half of the season. Once they got the conference play, the wheels just fell off. Defensively, it was question marks everywhere, and that's what we're seeing right now. You don't have that connection offensively. The ball movement is there at times, but it's not consistent enough to where you can get anything going. And defensively, you're allowing way too many easy opportunities.
I mean, just for us, Georgia State, 3 of their last 3 field goals. We're quite stunned to see the start of this. Again, you can't lay down your guard when it comes to playing college basketball at all, because we know this sport, it's anarchy. Anything can happen.
It really
John
is.
Rothstein.
Shout out, we don't sleep till May.
We don't
course,
sleep till
there's
May
stuff going on all over the place. That's one of the beauties of college basketball, really. So many teams are in it from the jump. There's over 320-something teams in Division I college basketball. And you get matchups like these where you have a Georgia State team that wants to battle against the big guns out of the Big 12 in Cincinnati. They're going to use this and try and make the most of it.
You look at your team off of exit 5, they only won their first 2 games by a combined 9 points against Marist and Lemoyne, the Dolphins.
Speaking of Slick Rick.
The second coming of Slick Rick. Abayev, shot fake, puts up the 3 from the right corner, and it's missed. Tipped around, and they'll have a foul on the floor. They'll get that foul on Malachi Brown. But it's going to be a second foul.
It looked as if Baba Miller was the guy who really drew that foul down low, and his size have really been surprised with when you're looking out there. He reminds me from last year of a guy named Dylan Mitchell. He's just got a similar build with what you see him do, especially down low in the post. Very similar.
9-6 your score, Georgia State on top. 17 minutes to go here in the first half. Gets it off to Hamilton on the right wing. Swings it over to Sherrard. Now in the high post for Chappelle, 15 feet out. It's off the back rim and rebounded by Baba Miller. Creasa on the run with the left hand. Screen to the middle, throws the lob up top and unable to get after it. They're going to call a low foul on Christian Beam, though. It was a hip check right there.
It really was. He was just backing his way into Chom, trying to take that opportunity away. But Kirk Creasa was able to find a little bit of a seam right into the paint, was able to just finger roll that one up in the air. We saw that lob so many times last year with different players. They're sticking with a similar offensive mindset.
Creasa looking for the inbound. Almost 5. Gets it to Chom. Off the glass. Missed and rebounded by Hamilton. They're pushing in transition. 16.5 to go. It's Georgia State up 9-6. He pulls from the top of the key, and oh man, he connects. Wow. The second team all-conference preseason selection doing what he knows.
I mean, he only averaged 11 points a game, and the real thing about him was his defensive work. But offensively, it's been there.
Creasa, left corner 3, and he misses it, but offensive rebound, it tipped around, and actually Tucker will come away with it. Georgia State up 12-6 early. Tucker driving in on that left baseline. Gets it off to Hamilton. He's guarded by Abayev. Kicks it over. Tucker from 3. Missing it and rebounded by Creasa. 3-on-2 fast break. Creasa wanted to pull it. Gets the bounce pass. And Chom, it's blocked up top, but they're going to call a blocking foul.
That was so impressive from Kirk Creasa. He stops right to top the key, fakes the shot, is able to go around the defender with one hand and find a cutting Chom. That is what you see from Kirk Creasa. His playmaking and that ability is top-notch in Division I college basketball. I am excited to see him throughout the year.
And it gives Chom 2 shots at the line. We'll take a break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. 12-6, Georgia State up over Cincinnati on the first media timeout. We're back here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Georgia State throwing a couple early punches to start the game off. They're up 2 possessions.
I mean, that's a great way to put it. This is a team that came to play. They saw a Big 12 team on their schedule, and they see it as an opportunity. They want to make the most of this. You're seeing some smart decisions from them so far. They've been able to crash down on Cincinnati defensively, but also offensively. You see how they're moving the ball around. They're loving the perimeter. They've already got that absolute swish of a 3 they had from the top of the key by Hamilton. But Cincinnati's got to answer. They got some subs coming in. We'll see if they can make a difference.
Cincinnati will have 2 shots from the line. Again, I don't want to quote Lil Baby right now, but these guys from Georgia State and Atlanta, they got something to prove.
I'm going to say that's an Atlanta reference, too.
I know. I mean, again, they came out here, and this is a 14-win team from last year, a completely new team, and they are coming out not afraid as Cham misses the first free throw off the back rim, but
this really feels like a college basketball in 2025 matchup when you look at how these 2 rosters were made. It is entirely transfers. There's only, 2-3 guys on Cincinnati that were homegrown out of recruits out of high school, and 2 of them are going to be playing a lot tonight. It's an interesting matchup to see.
Cham misses the second. Whoa! Bob Miller caught a body off the rebound. Stunned. Wow.
He said, I'm going to go get that no matter who's in front of me. He goes up and slams it home with authority and then screams in the face of the defender. That's going to pump this team up.
And the crowd as well. It's 12-8. Cincinnati's still down, but talk about Jack in the box. That one tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia State. But Tyler McKinley from Cincinnati, Ohio, checks in for Mustafa Cham. Missed all of last season with knee surgery. And James Cooper, the graduate from Oregon, checks in for Beam. Here on the inbound, Tucker with the control. Sincere Harris, Buck Harris at that, is in the game. Creasa guarding, and a charge!
If you want one word about Kirk Creasa, it's grit. He's a guy that's willing to go into those dirty areas. He's able to draw that foul. That's something you're going to see from him a lot. And it's something that Cincinnati hasn't had in the past. A lot of guys have gotten some grief about not wanting to get involved with those type of plays. He's a guy that's going to bring it. He's going to inspire it in his teammates.
And you got Ayua Bertha with that first foul for him on the night. Bob Miller, top of the key, gets it over to Creasa, swinging it around the horn. Creasa, top of the key, 3. Missing. Tyler McKinley, the putback, and gets it to rattle in. 12-10 your score. Georgia State on top.
Tyler McKinley is going to be a fan favorite, especially once he gets going throughout the season. Being from Cincinnati and missing the entire year last year with his injury, a lot of people wanted to see him. Now they're going to get the opportunity to.
Your Buck Harris guarding Tucker on the left wing. 13 on the shot clock. He is all over him, but a foul is called. A little bit too aggressive. He stuck with him like glue all the way up until that call.
I mean, what I'm watching right now is the intensity you're looking at from Sincere Harris. He is staring down his defender, not letting him get 1 inch of space on him while the ball isn't in play. And he might be talking to him as well, but still, the intensity from the guys you had on the floor there was impressive.
Keyshawn Tillery, Jordy Rodriguez checking into the game. There are a lot of new people on the court right now, so this is going to be fun. Tucker handling the ball, Tillery guarding him. Tipped around, kicked off the feet of Tucker, still able to handle it. 8 on the shot clock. Deep 3 from Hamilton, and it's missed. Rebounded by Baba. Baba's going to run it himself. He's got it at the left wing, gets it to Tillery, top of the key. 20 on the shot clock. Rodriguez left wing with the ball. Over to McKinley. Handoff Rodriguez. Buck Harris, right wing. Crossover inside. Spin move. Puts one up. Throws it up, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
There's Buck just working his way along that baseline. First off, I love that nickname, too,
yes.
Buck Harris. I'm going to say that a ton. But you see how he just works his way inside the arc, going on the defender, gets the spin move, and just takes the contact right as he got to the block. Just generating that offense however you can. Cincinnati continues to chip away.
Here, Buck played 1 year at West Virginia, which was last year, named to the All-Big 12 defensive team. Redshirted at Illinois in 23 and played 33 games as a freshman in 2022. Makes the first free throw, 1 shot remaining. And Jalen Celestine checks in. We saw him against Cincinnati last year when he played for Baylor. Had a decent game. That was a tight one as well.
When you look at where these players are coming from for Cincinnati, they're in the Big 12. A lot of these guys, these are not transfers that are coming from some mid-major schools. They're coming from power conference opponents.
We're tied at 12. Buck made the second free throw. 20 on the shot clock. Tucker has it up top, guarded by Tillery. Gets it over to Sherrard. Inside, puts one up. Going to be out of bounds. Bearcat ball.
See, that's just Georgia State maybe trying to force it a little bit too much there. They were trying to drive down there on two Bearcats. The Bearcats applied just enough pressure to cause that self-inflicted turnover.
Here, Tillery on the controls, driving with the right hand. Puts it up. Mishandled. Rodriguez, one more. Celestine, top of the key. Got it! Jalen Celestine from a Bear to a Bearcat. Gets it from three.
I mean, that ball movement was so clean from Cincinnati. Jordy Rodriguez with a no-look pass to his right. A beautiful finish there, too, from Celestine. This is the basketball you want to see.
15 to 12, excuse me. 3-point game. Bearcats on top, their first lead of the night. Handoff Tucker. Tillery tripped. Hamilton deep three off the front rim and rebounded by Buck Harris. Running in transition. We're under 13 to go in the first half. Buck behind the back, looking with the moves, and Buck with the buck.
I don't know what changed in the past 3 minutes, but this is a brand new ball team you're seeing right now. Buck Harris driving with some authority to the basket.
17-12, Bearcats up over the Panthers. I'd be remiss not to say basketball's a game of runs. We're truly back. Sherrard, jump step, puts one up, back rim, missed, rebounded Celestine. Pushing up the court, it's Buck Harris. Buck goes up with a little English on it, right to left, and sincere Buck Harris is in Cincinnati, and there we go. 14-3 run over the last 5 minutes for Cincinnati. Timeout, Georgia State.
Ever since that Wes Miller timeout, this was a Cincinnati team that looked completely different. The energy on the floor has changed dramatically, and all of a sudden the Bearcats are pulling away.
Bearcats up 19-12 with 12:24 to go here in this first half of play. We're going to take a breather here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Don't go anywhere. Fifth Third Arena on this November Friday night. Cincinnati clawing back. 16-3 run over the last 5 minutes. 4 letters in one word that could change that entire sequence. B-U-C-K. Don't get it twisted. It's Buck.
I mean, Buck brought a new energy to this team once he checked in. This is a Bearcat squad that struggled for the opening 4 minutes of this one. You get in Buck Harris, and all of a sudden everything's working. Defensively, they're able to shut down Georgia State. No points in the past 4 minutes. And offensively, Buck's got 6 himself. He's got 2 hard runs towards the basket. He drew that foul, made 2 at the free throw line. Something you didn't say a lot in the past with these teams, I'll mention, by the way. But he's a different style than what we've really seen from Cincinnati as well. He's not afraid to work it towards the rim, but he's also going to work it around the perimeter. The ball movement has been really impressive from Cincinnati these past 4 minutes.
Buck was a back-to-back state champion at St. Vincent St. Mary's. You may know that school. LeBron played there, but Cincinnati was also 20 for 30 from the foul line in their first game of the season. Bearcats running a 2-2-1 press. Getting it up the court is Bertha, guarded by Tillery. Gets it out to Brown toward the C. Paul logo, 16 on the shot clock. Guarded by Buck Harris. Looking for the backdoor cut. That was Eno. Looking for the curl. Sherrard, 6 on the shot clock. It's tipped in the backcourt. There's only 4. 3. Corner. Brown. Step back. Shot. Long, and it does not hit the rim. Violation, Bearcats basketball.
Defense, once again, I mean, they're shutting down everything that Georgia State has. I feel like that one was led by Keyshawn Tillery. He was up there immediately on the C-Paul as they crossed the timeline, applying that pressure, not giving them many looks right or left. Now the Cats have the ball.
The number 6 point guard in the nation coming from the 2025 class. Rodriguez missing it from long, rebounded, and now stolen by Buck Harris. What can't this guy do? Skips it over to Tillery, looking for the one more. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez sidestep 3 from the left wing, and it missed off the front rim and rebounded by Brown. Brown guarded by Tillery, gets it over to Eno, top of the key 3, banks it in. I didn't know the banks were open past 5 p.m. on Friday.
I mean, Georgia State's got to take them how they're going to get them, and that's what it's going to take tonight to put points on. They're going to take them.
Rodriguez missing again. That's 0 for 3 in his last 3 three-point attempts in the last 60 seconds. 19-15, Bearcats are up over the Panthers. Malachi Brown with the handle, right hand on the right wing. Gets it high post to Eno, guarded by Celestine. Off, Bertha. 3, he got it. Right wing 3, it's 19-18. Cats on top still.
3 balls keeping Georgia State in this game. They've had the bank on the last one, and they were able to get that one in right in front of Wes Miller. They got to keep that up. 4 for 7 on the night from deep. Celestine with one of his own. It toilet bowls out and rebounded by Bertha. Cham and Creasa checking in for Cincinnati when the next whistle blows. Gets it out to Brown. Guarded by Tillery. Left wing, driving inside. Spins. Pull-up jumper from 10. It's missed and rebounded by Rodriguez. Losing the basketball. Sherrard gets it, and they're going to call a foul. They'll get Rodriguez for the low foul. And Cincinnati was a mass substitution. Truly, my goodness, almost platoon coming in for Cincinnati. But Jordy Rodriguez, that was definitely a rough 2 or 3 minutes for him. The thing that I was kind of noticing is that he made some professional basketball moves, and that's a different style than what college basketball is. You see him outside with that kind of step back. That's not a big thing that you see in the college game, just kind of throwing it up as you're moving away from the basket. He's still going to take some time to adjust to this kind of NCAA type of play, as I'll put it.
And that speed, that being the big thing, but he's comfortable in his own skin playing basketball like that. Here's Buck Harris on the steal. Buck goes up with it. Count the buckets! Alliteration's all you want, but Buck got a bucket.
And how about that from Buck Harris? He's letting the bench of Georgia State know it, too. He is a guy he's as aggressive as we've really seen.
Look at the Hayes brothers. I mean, again, it's insane. I didn't even cut you off there, but the Hayes brothers were just going at it with Beam.
Oh my God, there's a lot going on the floor, but Buck Harris is leading the way for everyone right now. He's got 8, and he's got a chance to make it 9.
Wow. Buck Harris at the line. And cashes in for his 9th point of the night, the game leader in points. Bearcats still at their 2-2-1 press. Active hands, Tucker getting it across the timeline, guided by Day Thomas. And we'll get Day with a quick hand check foul.
No, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like one of the things that we see with these players that Cincinnati brought in, it is guys that can get under the skin of the opposing team. We're going back to that nasty natty type of days when you got guys like Buck Harris out there and Kirk Kriisa. They're not afraid to voice their opinion when they're on the floor. Even guys, you're going to see it from Sean Abayev a little bit too. It's going to be interesting to see how they do as it goes along.
There's a couple of nasty natty guys that are in attendance tonight, even working or just here at the game. Steve Logan, one of them. Here's Brown, and a quick foul on Sincere Harris. Did we just go Sincere or Buck? I mean, that's the thing. We're trying to figure it out, but you can call him many different names. He's doing the same thing, scoring, playing defense.
He's earned this break as they bring in Keyshawn Tillery. I mean, Buck had a completely different energy to him when he came into this game. The entire team fed off of it, and that's what's put them ahead.
Buck will recharge on the bench. Looking on the inside, puts up a shot. Tipped around. Baba Miller with the block. Ball's loose on the ground. Kriisa has it. Now it's Miller on the push. The point forward gets it to Sean Abayev. From 3, he missed it, but a travel call.
You know, I said it about Jordi Rodriguez, that pro style of basketball. When you look at where Sean Abayev came from, he was playing for Overtime Elite. Those were guys that are looking to go straight into the league. That one might be okay in the NBA. It's not going to work down here, though.
And ironically, the ball handler Tucker also played at Overtime Elite just last year. Trying to get it inside to Hamilton, guarded by Tillery. Fadeaway jumpers miss off the front rim, rebounded by Baba. Gets it to Tillery. Over the left wing to Kriisa. Foul inside on Cooper. With the contact on Cham.
The coaching staff for Georgia State has been a show to start this game. I mean, they've been aggressive. We got guys slamming the table in anger, and they're getting in the face of their players, trying to motivate them. They're trying to build something here, and they're going to use this as much as they can as a learning experience. Aggressive
coaching staff, aggressive defense for Georgia State. A little too aggressive sends Cincinnati to the line for the bonus. With 8:57 to go here in the first half, they're going to send Cham to the line. Cham, the front end of a 1-and-1. Misses it. It's tipped out. And it'll be Georgia State basketball. Cham missing his first and only free throw. He was 5 for 7 on the night on Monday. Here, Georgia State on the inbound. Some pressure from the Bearcats. Kriisa up in Tucker's grill right now as Tucker barely gets it across the timeline before the 10-second violation. Looking for a curl. Hamilton top of the key, guarded by Tillery. Another curl, it's Sherrard, guarded by Abayev, right wing. Eno with Baba on him. Blocked by Baba. Doesn't matter how tall he is. He'll get it. Cham! Oh my, and he's fouled. The big man on the trailer will find him at the line for 2 shots. Hopefully he's all right.
You needed to get out of the way when Cham was coming through there. I mean, that was a truck going through the lane. I mean, that was power and speed. Everything that he had was going across the Big 12 logo there. Draws the foul. And it looks like that's going to send us to a timeout.
Yeah, there were no lane merging right there. It was straight down I-75 for Cham. We're going to call a timeout right now, and Cincinnati's up 22-18. Actually, they're going to review this for potential flagrant foul.
It was aggressive, I will say that, but I think that that's mainly just due to the speed that Cham had. He was giving everything he had going through the lane, but it all starts with that block from Baba Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, going back, you see the length that he has. His wingspan, I can't even imagine what the actual number is, but he was able to get out in front of the Georgia State player as they went up for that 3, got just enough contact on it to force the turnover, and Cincinnati was moving with speed.
Yeah, and Baba last year, he had 5 games with 10-plus rebounds, and he had 9 games with 3-plus blocks. His first 2 years of his college career, he played at Florida State.
I mean, defense has been the story of a Wes Miller team his entire time here in Cincinnati. Think of some of those games last year. They held opponents to under 50 points. That was in Big 12 play. The problem with it was that they were only scoring 40. That was the main issue, that the offense just was not there. But defense is the story of Wes Miller squads. When you look at all the guys they brought in, almost every single one of them has something about either a block or a steal. That was a big point of them last year. Look at some of these guys were averaging 3+ a game. It's something that they really looked at in the portal.
It's immediate timeout, and they'll obviously get their call out here from the officials. We'll stay on, but again, I mean, this is really doing your homework, trying to figure out what this team is. Wes is still trying to figure out what this exact team is, just 2 games or 1.5 games into the season.
Oh, I thought you were going to get lucky there for a second. It was coming towards you.
I know, man. Feeling good.
That guy he grabbed just the parachute. That's tragic. Justin didn't even put an effort on that one. What are we doing here?
He doesn't care.
What are we doing here?
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But again, I mean, you're looking at this team. You're looking at this game right now. The Bearcats are able to find a sort of rhythm or a huge spark to make this one a 4-point game. But to be sitting at a 4-point game against Georgia State, I mean, this is very interesting. I'm kind of losing thought right now.
It's not really comfortable.
No.
I think might be what you're trying to say here. It feels like a team that's still trying to figure everything out. That's what you expect this early in the season. If you remember just 3 weeks ago, Wes Miller said this team is not ready to play. And that was ahead of the opening exhibition up in Michigan. He said that they still needed to improve and figure out what their play is going to be. They still got so many new guys. We're going to keep hammering that all day. This is a brand new team. They're still trying to mesh together. Some of these guys only came in about a month ago. You got some guys like Jordy Rodriguez didn't commit until the summer to this team. You got guys that are still learning each other. They're learning each other's play style and how they're going to mesh together.
I mean, you're looking around, and Wes really went worldwide, having to go find some of these guys. Lucas Atari from Brazil, Jordy Rodriguez from Spain. I know Baba Miller's been over here for a bit, but also from Spain. Jalen Celestine from Canada. Sham from Senegal. Halvines from France. And
you've got 7 countries.
And Krisa's from Estonia.
With Krisa from Estonia, including the United States, there's 7 countries represented on this roster. Something that me and you have talked about a while ago, kind of off the air, the language barrier has got to be in play when you think of this team. You got guys speaking Spanish. You got Halvine speaking French. And I remember last year, it was this East Bandego who was the translator for Halvine.
It was his roommate.
It was. They were together everywhere they went. He was the guy that was helping him kind of acclimate to the American lifestyle. But you also got Atari, who's going to speak Portuguese. You got Celestine, who also could speak French, coming from Canada. They're all over the place. You got to wonder, does that make a factor in this team meshing together? It's tougher to get to know your teammates. It's also tougher to work with them on the floor.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Kurt Krisa as well. I mean, who knows what he could be speaking out there.
He could be speaking anything. I feel like he is a man of many talents. It would not surprise me if he's got a couple different languages to go on. Also want to point out the Josh Reed jersey that's right next to Justin on the other side. That's what I was pointing to when you were really confused a second ago.
Well, ironically, the women's team right now is playing against Penn State where Josh Reed's at. You know, I wonder if this Bearcats roster would have been interested in partnership with Duolingo, but
that's your next NIL deal.
Again, you got to find something. You got to find something in this world. You're looking. I don't know what's going on the court. The officials are just kind of holding play right now.
Just a quick update on that women's game. Cincinnati leads 68-66 with 7 to go in the fourth. So that's the Cincinnati team that lost their opener here at 5th third to Lehigh just the other night. And that's a strong Lehigh team from the Patriot League. They made the tournament last year. That's not the start that Katrina Merriweather wanted. A power opponent on the road in Penn State. That's a chance for them to bounce back strong.
Tight one there, and Sean makes the first free throw. Second one upcoming. Sean was the leader in blocks in the Big 12 and 4th nationally. And it rattles out. 23-18 your score. Bearcats on top of Georgia State. Sean 1 for 3 from the foul line tonight. Sherrard on the left wing, tipped around Tucker. Low baseline guarded by Krisa. Here's Chappelle trying to back down on Miller. Looking for the backdoor cut. Nice look. Fade away. Good. Hamilton. 23-20.
Smooth offense there from Georgia State. Hamilton was cutting towards that left post, and he was able to find him. Just stopped right there, got the shot off. That was really smooth.
Abayev on the left wing gets it over to Baba. Top of the key for Baba. Driving inside, spin move, puts it up, it's blocked! And they'll get the goaltend. Count it. Big men on big men crime right there. Beam pins it. Miller gets the bucket.
This definitely has not been the start that Christian Beam wanted to this game. He's had a lot of turnovers on the defensive or on the offensive side. And then defensively, you've seen almost every single time his coach has been going at him for something that has been wrong. He's really got to tighten it up to keep him in.
It's 25-20, Cincinnati on top. Here's Chappelle, 15 feet out. Gets it to Brown toward the top of the key. 13 on the shot clock, guarded by Tillery. Beam, high post, handoff, Brown, dribbling with the right hand. Now pushing left hand inside. Pull-up jumper, back iron, rebounded by Baba. Tillery on the push. Over to Creasa. Oh, and wow, they're going to call a travel on that one. So the controller lagged on the Xbox.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, surely it looked like he went up wanting to take the shot, and then at the last second was like, I don't know about that one, Jim. I'm going to throw it to my left to Sean Abayev.
Oh, wrong sport.
Wrong sport, but I saw the chance to throw it in there. I had to.
I appreciate that one. You're going to get headsets on.
Exactly. It just puts you in the moment.
It really does. Thanks, Tony. Here, foul low by Abayev. Got the ball on the low post to Jelani Hamilton. So Buck's going to check back into the game. And we'll get Kurt Creasa off for a breather.
One of the things we've seen a lot from Cincinnati teams, especially throughout the past couple of years, has been that the starting lineup does not always stay consistent. And this is easily a team where it could be that same thing. It's going to be whoever's going to have the hot hand. Right now, I'm not going to be surprised if on Tuesday against Dayton, Buck Harris is going to be in that starting five.
Hamilton inside. Kick, corner, Bertha. Missed it. Baba with the rebound. Pushing to Abayev. Left wing, right back to Baba. Inside to Cham. Dribbles, 1-2, jump hook, it's good. Cham with 3 points.
Cham once again using his size to his advantage, just backing down the defender and goes up over top of him. Once again, he's going against Beam, and you can see Cincinnati's trying to target him on the offensive side.
27-20, 6.5 to go here. Bearcats on top of the Panthers. Hamilton over to Brown, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock, guarded by Buck Harris. Out the 5th-3rd logo, right wing, 6 on the shot clock, behind the back dribble, looking for something, and Chappelle, top of the key, 18 feet out, it's good. Chappelle, not Dave. 27-22, 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Handoff for Abayev on the right wing, swinging it around the Baba now on the left. Flare screen for Sincere. Cham, top of the key. Off the front rim and rebounded by Beam. Georgia State trying to push in transition. Hamilton, baseline drive on Abayev. They'll get him on the hip check foul.
Just a little bit too much contact there from Sean Abayev. He was trying to take that lane away from him where he was going towards the basket, push him towards the baseline. As you said, just a little bit too much of the hip check. Pushed him out of bounds. Georgia State now going to be at the line with a chance to add some more points.
Here in Hamilton, last year, 10.8 points per game, 3.5 rebounds. Shot 78% from the line. It'll be 1 in the bonus. Makes the first one, 1 shot remaining. And he graduated from Wheeler High School and helped into a Class 7A state title in Georgia. Rodriguez will check in for Sean Abayev. That was Abayev's second foul. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Both his shots coming from deep with 0 points.
No, I don't mean to go back to Duolingo talk, but I want to point out Moustapha Cham being from Senegal, where the main language is French. So it is an interesting thing to look at with Halfie and Zella on the bench. You mentioned him not having really much English in his repertoire. They could be merging together as well, too.
Big men help big men. 27-24. Celestine, 15-footer. Miss. Tyler McKinley with a great rebound on 3 people. Buck Harris puts it up. And no foul called. It'll stay with Cincinnati. Hard fall for Buck.
Hard might be an understatement on that one. I mean, my goodness, Buck Harris was driving his way towards the basket. It looked like he might have took one in the face there. We're going to see That almost had enough contact on him. I'm surprised they aren't even taking a look at that. It looked like it might have been almost an elbow that he took in the upper face area. Might have got away with one there if you're Georgia State.
It didn't look like he flailed. There was some contact, it looked like. Buck in the corner off the inbound. Guarded by Brown. Hooks him. Offensive foul.
If you want a textbook example of what that foul is, of the hook, that's what you're going to get. I mean, Buck fully around him. He got his elbow around him, was able to send him to the ground. Just way too much contact there from Buck Harris.
It was like the do-si-do. Told him to move, get out the way. 27-24. Creasa checked back into the game. Rodriguez guarding Bertha on the left wing. He pulls up from deep and misses it off the back rim. But a foul will be called low, and a technical foul is going to be called on Jalen Celestine. What is happening right now in fifth third?
I don't think this is how anyone saw this going right now. This is a three-point game with 5 minutes to go in the first. I mean, it is tight. It is heated. That's going to hurt. That was, I guess that Celestine just said something to the official or in his direction. But man, that's going to hurt. You got to keep an eye on the fouls, too. I know we're still in the first half early in this game, but Cincinnati's already given Georgia State the double bonus.
Well, the double bonus and the technical foul on top of that. There was a foul on the floor. Hamilton made the first free throw, connects on the second one. And now there's going to be shots, which will now be actually 1-1. Because it technically was in the bonus at that point. The technical foul took it into the double bonus. If any fouls happen again. Chappelle misses the free throw. Finish your thought.
When you look at the foul trouble for Cincinnati that could be brewing.
McKinley almost caught a body, but what a block at the rim by Beam. Oh my goodness.
He was trying to give that ball to us. That was coming right to us.
Quick hands.
A little bit more. We would have had that one. But Beam, all of a sudden, wow. I mean, we talked about him struggling defensively, and he says, remember my name. I'm going to make up for it here. But when you're looking at Cincinnati, foul-wise, you've got 3 guys with 2 already, and that's not even counting Buck Harris, who's got 3 in this game already. You got to keep an eye on that. Some of your biggest names in what could be foul trouble early.
It's a 1-point game in the cat fight in Cincinnati. Bearcats on top of the Panthers, 27-26. Off the inbound to McKinley. Backing down Hamilton. Tip from behind, it's stolen. Chappelle on the run. 4:45 to go in the first half. Here's Brown on the right wing, guarded by Dede. Gets it over to Bertha. Looking for the screen from Beam. Active hands tipped around, ball on the floor. Looks for a jump ball, and they'll call it. Rodriguez with it.
It was a quick jump ball. It seemed like everyone was still kind of bobbling the ball there as Jordy Rodriguez came in late to throw his body on the ground to get that. But, man, the energy, it's not there right now on this team and in this arena. Everyone kind of feels deflated. This is not what you expected at all against the Georgia State squad that struggled in their opening game against Eastern Michigan.
It's been a roller coaster. Inbound with 4.5 to go in the first half. Brown guarded by Creasa at the top of the key. Screened by Beam. Off the curl. Deep 3, Hamilton. Missing it. And a foul will be called. They'll get Sherrard on that one. Cincinnati ball.
This has been, I feel like, a long first half. There's been so many whistles in this first half. I mean, this has taken over 40-plus minutes, and we've still got 4 minutes to go in this one.
Wow.
But whistles all over the place. A chance for Cincinnati to slow down Georgia State here at the line.
And that will send Creasa there for 2 shots. Makes the first one shot remaining. He shot 85.7% in a shortened season at Kentucky. Had a season-ending foot injury last year. It was fun to watch in that limited amount of time, wasn't he, Aidan?
He very much was, and even against Gonzaga before that happened, he was having a game. It's something that Kentucky really lacked later in the season was that energy. They got it from a guy named Otega Owe, who you might be familiar with after how he did in the tournament, but it's that energy with Kirk Creasa. He's ready to get this team going.
Made both free throws, 2 points on the night, 29-26. Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia State, side out.
Watch out, Dan Horde and Steve Logan over there on the bench came right near their area. Even Mo Eggers got a duck from that one.
Everyone does. Don't get the Comrex.
Do want to point out that Wes has lost the jacket.
That seems to happen at like every first media timeout. I digress. Hamilton, 1-2 step, flotation device activated. He missed it. Here's Creasa. He's stripped by Hamilton. Hamilton, the fast break. Hamilton goes up and drops it in delicately. And Georgia State's down 1.
Everyone feels stunned right now for Cincinnati. I mean, there is no energy. It's just deflated. You still have the lead.
Baba gets low. Gets it out to Rodriguez. Creasa, top of the key. Connects! Kirk Creasa! Raindrops fall in fifth third. It's 32-28 Cincinnati.
There's your veteran, the fourth three of the night for Cincinnati, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Brown, 15-footer, charity stripe. Not today, missed it. Chappelle, the offensive rebound. Gets it over from deep, and it's missed off the top and goes off the top of the backboard, bouncing around. It was Chris Jones.
Home court bounce right there.
Truly a home court bounce. And we'll bounce our way over to a media timeout. 32-28 Cincinnati on top of Georgia State. It's a tight one toward the end of the first half. We'll be right back. All right, back here on Bearcat Sports Radio. This has just been odd. To put it lightly and summarize it in very few words, confusing, unexpected. There's still another half of basketball left to play. Give me a couple from the dictionary.
I know I'm not going to be Charles Barkley with this, but I got 2 words for you. Not good. I think that's the best way we can put it for Cincinnati. They've had these moments in these short runs of 3 to 4 minutes where they've looked like a very strong basketball team, showing off the talent they have. But overall, it has not been impressive. There's been too many great opportunities for Georgia State that they've allowed, and they've allowed Georgia State to kind of manipulate them in some ways too, especially with what the Panthers are running defensively. You see at the last second, sometimes the Panthers are crashing 2 guys down low to take the opportunity away. Just not good from the Bearcats, not what you want to see.
Again, Cincinnati shooting 45% from the field and 30% from 3. Just 60% from the foul line. Georgia State only shooting 30% from the field. Higher percentage from the 3 at 33%. 85% from the line. But the story right now, Cincinnati 8 turnovers compared to Georgia State's 5. Again, it's just been...
that discombobulation. I know that's a word choice, but that's what it feels like for Cincinnati. They're all over the place, trying to organize stuff offensively. And sure, it's been there. Sure, they've got 32 points right now with 3 to go in the first, but you need more. You expect more in a matchup like this. You're going against a team from the Sun Belt.
Sham, handoff to Creasa, right wing. Floats it up, and the float game's good for Kerr. 34-28 your score. Creasa has 7. Tucker inside, it's tipped away and stolen. Here's Rodriguez, gets it up to Baba. Baba with the flotation, counted and one. A little English for the Spanishman.
And you talk about the flotation, I want to talk about the levitation there of how far he jumped from towards the free throw line, just hangs in the air, is able to roll that one up into the basket and draw the foul on the way. Impressive work from Miller, who started that entire thing, poking the ball away on the defensive side.
Baba, 6 points, 7 rebounds. 36-28 the score over Georgia State. 2.5 to go here in the first half. At the line, Miller makes the free throw. Completes a three-point play. Well in line for a double-double if this rate continues. Tucker brings the ball across the court, guarded by Creasa. Tucker with the handle, with the left hand on the right wing. Hamilton short post. Inside, it's tipped around, stolen by Baba. Pushing up the court for Day-Day. Day-Day inside, kicks it, shot fake, Creasa, one more time. Day-Day from deep, top of the key, it's missed. And trying to cup it, there's Cham, jump hook, it's missed. And rebounded ultimately by Chris Jones.
There's just so much going on there offensively for the Bearcats. It almost feels like too much, really, especially with Kirk Creasa doing the double pump fake. He got him to bite both times, just didn't want to take the shot.
Chappelle. Kick to Hamilton, right wing 3. It's missed. Rebounded by Baba. Gets it up to Creasa. Inside to Cham. Finds it for Beam. Cham, jump hook, and just rattles out. Or less than 90 to go. Tucker on the inside drive. Puts it up left hand, bounces around, and the friendly bounce. Home court bounce no more. 37-30 Cincinnati. Here, 1:10 to go. Creasa across the timeline. Setting up the screens. He's on the right wing. 15 seconds to go. Screen from Cham. Flips it once more. Creasa from 15. Rims out, and Baba miscommunication, mishandle, excuse me on that. And Georgia State has it. Now it's up in the post for Beam. Spins around. Gets it out to Hamilton. 40 on the clock. 16 on the shot clock. Chappelle, the lefty 3. It's off the back iron, missed, but rebounded. Now Jones from 15 now. It rattles out and rebounded by Cham. 2-second differential on the shot clock.
Take your time if you're Cincinnati here. Don't even give them the opportunity. It looks as if for a second there they might have thought about taking a timeout, but they're just going to move with it.
So Day-Day has it. At the top of the key with 13 seconds to go. It's 37-30 Bearcats. High screen for Baba Miller. Day-Day refuses it. 1-2 step inside. Gets it to Cham. Flush it home, big fella. Mustafa Cham. Tucker will chuck it from deep. Was on line but short. And Cincinnati ends it with a Mustafa mash.
I mean, what a way to end it there. The ball movement from Cincinnati working all the way around. Day-Day Thomas working towards the hoop. Just drops it off at the last second right before the shot clock expires for Cham to put it in. But since he's going to go in with a 9-point lead, it feels closer than that with how this game's gone. But in that final 3, since he was able to pull away, they were somehow on an 8-0 run with not scoring in the last 2 minutes until that basket. That was an impressive work from the Bearcats to somehow go on that little run to expand this lead a little bit.
Weird basketball in the month of November. Cincinnati up 39-30 over Georgia State. Halftime. We'll be back with the second half momentarily.
Welcome back here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Cincinnati Bearcats welcoming in the Georgia State Panthers. Second half about to get underway in just under a minute. Aidan Riggs and Chase Younts here for you on Bearcat Sports Radio. Chase, it was not the first half that Cincinnati wanted really at all, but they've got a 9-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you gotta win these games and just care about that type of stuff. But again, this is obviously something where you go back to the drawing board and you're like, okay, guys, it was sloppy. It has not been a good first half. It was not a good first half. But again, this is somewhat a new game right now. You got the chance to change that and really find that rhythm coming out of the break, coming out of the locker room. So it's going to be interesting to see how this Bearcats team responds. They just have to avoid not getting beat tonight, but they got to play with their hair on fire coming out in the second half.
Sincere Buck Harris was your leading scorer with 9 for Cincinnati. Kirk Risa had 7, along with Baba Miller, who also had 7. Hamilton, your leading scorer for Georgia State. We kind of said that pregame. He is preseason second team All Sun Belt. He had 13 for the Panthers, really showed out.
Yeah, he had 13 against Eastern Michigan. That was a game where offense really came at a premium for this Panthers squad, but for him, he's really found a rhythm. He's hit a 3 tonight. I know 1 for 5 from the 3 isn't great, but he's gotten a lot of his work at the foul line. They're going in and they're attacking the Cincinnati team, not being, they're not really flustered by this unit. Again, this is, for Georgia State, I mean, this is big for them to try to get their confidence going, but they see a real chance where they could come and win this basketball game right now. It's gotten one half at least, and you're down only 9 points. They're just looking for that middle 8, as we talk about in football, but really coming out of the break in basketball. Last 4, first 4 basketball, it's going to be big for them to try to come out and get a good start.
Double-double watch is on for Baba Miller. He's got 7 points and 8 rebounds, trying to get double-double in back-to-back games. He, of course, had 6 last season for FAU. He also had 5 games with 10-plus rebounds. He's one of the strongest players for FAU all season. And we are underway here in the second half between Cincinnati and Georgia State. The Cats lead by 9 to open it off. Krisa along with Abayev out there for Cincinnati. Now with it is Day Thomas. Back to Krisa it goes. The 3 from the wing. Misses everything. Abayev tries to keep it in bounds. He throws it in, but not in time. It'll be a turnover. First chance upcoming for Georgia State.
Well, they go back to their set, and I think they just rushed it a bit too much, and that's what Krisa looked right there. Didn't hit anything on the rim.
Brown takes it up the floor for Georgia State. 19:30 remains in the second half. The Cats lead by 9. Beam has it. Right on that left elbow. He kicks it back out up top. Hand it off to Hamilton. Hamilton drives in the paint. Tried to float it up. Off the front iron, though, and it's rebounded by Sham.
There's miscommunication right there, and Hamilton really wanted that basketball and got it, just not able to put it through.
Sham on the right side for Cincinnati. Tried to hand it off to Krisa. Whistle's going to be blown. It's going to be a foul against Georgia State. Hamilton's the guilty party. He cannot believe the call.
He can't believe it. His coach, Jonas Hayes, can't believe it. This is a fiery staff. Not really much of a reaction from the entire coaching staff, but again, just in utter disbelief right there. There was an opportunity for that over and back.
Abayev into Krisa. Krisa left side, dribbling towards the paint, kicks it outside. Here's Day Thomas. Thomas, pull-up jumper. That's no good off the back iron. Rebound goes to the Panthers. Here comes Hamilton. Cross court, he goes to Sherrard. Off to Brown. Brown's going to pull up from mid-range. He got it.
That's the type of stuff you work on and shoot around. It's just that form shooting 10 feet out from the baseline. That's just easy work right there for Malachi Brown.
39-32 with 19 to go in the second half. Cincinnati leads. Thomas down low to Sham. Sham lost possession. It was knocked out of his hands by Georgia State. It's going to be triggered in by Cincinnati.
They're just stuck. The Bearcats are stuck offensively. Who's going to get them out of this rut? You think you turn to your 5-star freshman, Sean Abayev, who has not had a good night. You got to get something going for him, or Baba Miller, who's been your successful one.
Abayev still looking for his first points in this one. Thomas on the left side, on that left wing towards the paint he goes. He dribbles through it and kicks it out to Krisa. Krisa's 3 is up. That's no good off the front. It's sent back to the top, though. Day Thomas open for 3. That's no good as well. Cincinnati battles for the offensive board. It comes all the way out to Thomas. Thomas looking to Abayev. Abayev on the C-paw, now inside the arc. He throws it up off the glass. No good, but he drew the whistle. Another foul's going to go against Georgia State. And Cincinnati looks like it's going to have another chance.
I think everyone's just confused right now. You're looking at this offense. It's been offensive rebounds and then put threes up. Offensive rebounds that have been long. Georgia State not happy about it as well, that you have to be able to box and get a rebound and close out a possession. But Wes Miller is also furious himself. He's talking right now to Kerr Kriisa saying, you're my elder. You got to go on ahead and get this going, man. You're the vet. Spark us back up.
Bayev gets the first one to go. That's his first point tonight. 40-32, Cincinnati leads. The second one upcoming. Bayev sinks the second. 41-42 is your score. Bayev remains perfect from the line on the year. 18 minutes to go in this second half. Georgia State takes it across the midcourt logo. Brown with his right hand's going to dribble it towards the right. He picks up his dribble right at the top of the key. He's looking down low, just pivots everywhere all around, trying to lose Kerr Kriisa. He hands off to Hamilton. Hamilton left side back to Beam. Beam's looking for Hamilton cutting. Elects to hold on to it though. Tight defense being played by Sham. He's having trouble getting rid of it. It's poked away by Day Thomas. Here's Thomas off to Kriisa. Kriisa drips it off. Miller slams it home. What a play from Cincinnati, and one to Baba Miller.
Kriisa's got eyes in the back of his head. He didn't even look. And the big fella, the Spanish Armada with the jam.
It all starts with Day Thomas getting the steal, taking it up the court. He finds Kriisa, sends it behind him to Baba Miller, slams it home with the and one incoming.
That's nasty. Again, that's a trailer right there. You got your big men that are running down the court, and everyone's condensing on defense, making a decision. Well, guess what? We got one of the freaky tall fellas right there to put it home. 3-point play.
Converts the free throw, as you said, for the 3-point play. Cincinnati leads by 12. 44-32 is your score. 17:30 left to go in the second half. Right side now in the paint. Georgia State has it knocked away, and here they go again. Miller left side to Thomas. A great move from Day. Tries to send it outside. Bayev is able to get it. He drives towards the basket, loses possession, now comes back up with it. Kriisa back to Bayev. Had some space outside. Miller in the corner, going towards the basket. Euro step, and it's good. And one for Baba Miller again. He's getting hot.
The European Euro step from the large fella. I mean, again, he's so fun to watch. He's crafty with this game. He knows he's big. He knows he's powerful. But he's got a little bit of delicate touch when he wants to do what he wants to do. Control over this game, Baba.
7-0 run for Cincinnati over the last minute, and that's going to send us to our first media timeout of this second half. Cincinnati leads 46-32 over Georgia State with 17 to go here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back inside Fifth Third Arena here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Cincinnati Bearcats welcoming in the Georgia State Panthers. And it was a rough first half for Cincinnati, but out of the gates hot here in the second.
Yeah, I mean, 7-0 run to start and just 61 seconds of play, but it's been Baba Miller. He's been fun to watch. 5 for 6 from the field, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. Pretty much a duplicate of what he did last game. Is on pace to do even more. this is going to be a guy in the Big 12 that's going to be so fun to watch, can be a matchup problem, especially playing that point forward role, that stretch big that you see so much now in basketball. Everyone's got to be able to shoot a three. Everyone's got to be able to handle the rock. Everyone's got to be able to do everything. It's like having a versatile resume, and that's what Baba's got.
There's been two guys also for Cincinnati that have really stood out here in the second half. It's been Kirk Risa and Day Thomas. They're showing their ability to move the ball around.
Yeah, they're finding themselves at the backcourt, and Day Thomas playing a little bit more of that off-ball role, if you would. But then you've got Kirk Risa, who's, again, been around the block. He knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. So you're looking at Kerr, man. We were talking about this in the break. We didn't know who the heck he was throwing that ball to when there was that bounce pass, no look. And then Baba's just right there. Kerr's got eyes in the back of his head. He's played a lot of basketball. He's able to mesh well with pretty much anybody when it comes to playing this game. And he's such a fun player to watch.
Baba Miller's and one opportunity as he stands at the line. He's 4 for 6 on the year. Clanks it off the front iron, and the rebound goes to Georgia State. 46-32 is your score with 17 to go in the second half. Right side, Georgia State has possession. Right on that 5th-3rd logo in the hands of Sherrard. Sherrard looking around, tight defense from Abayev along with Sham up there as it's handed off to Eno. Eno right back to Sherrard. Sherrard still guarded by Abayev. It's going to go back to Eno. He takes the shot over Sham, but the rebound goes to Abayev.
They're not finding the right sets right now. Again, it's tough to spark back a run out of nothing, cook something from scratch, but they're just not able to find the right thing.
Ball moving all the way around the world for Cincinnati. Abayev down low, outside to Creasa. One-handed pass all the way around to Miller on the left side. Here's Baba Miller. Backs him down off the glass. No good, but he'll head to the line for 2.
He's going to be tough to stop, regardless of who you're playing. It's a matchup problem. Again, with these teams, obviously, yes, it's a matchup problem because you're not going to walk out a 6'11 guy that does exactly what Baba Miller does. But, again, I mean, you're going to start seeing some more of these guys when it comes to Big 12 play. But to know that you have someone like that in your arsenal is huge, and that's what Cincinnati has not had in a long time.
Miller at the line. He's got 12 already tonight to go along with 8 rebounds. First one's up. No good as it rounded its way around the rim. 46-32 was your score with 16:26 remaining in the second.
They just keep letting Georgia State hang around, but Georgia State just hasn't found anything to really go with. They've been on a scoring drought the last 2.5 minutes. They just haven't been able to get to the right set, to the right look, and play with the right amount of aggressiveness.
Spaniard finds the second one. Expands Cincinnati's lead to 15.
I don't know why I keep saying Spanish, man. You got Spaniard correctly. Thank you.
Right side, here's Georgia State. In the hands of Brown. He's going to kick it around all the way to the left side to Hamilton. Hamilton, the star player, down low to Eno. Eno's going to work it back to the top of the key. Left side, Hamilton once again on that left wing. Back into the hands of Chappelle. Chappelle looking around, guarded by Miller, goes over top of him, and the jumper's good.
That was a good shot right there. Again, Chappelle shot 53% from the field. Not a great three-point shooter when he was in junior college, but again, I mean, very good shot.
6 points tonight for Chappelle, but the offensive foul is going to go against Cincinnati. Guilty party is going to be Sham.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's those type of errors start to build up over time. You got to be able to eliminate them. Again, and Georgia State's got to get Chappelle going. He's got 6 points on the night, 6 rebounds. He's been a bit of a problem for when he's going against Baba Miller. Baba's been able to get some contested hands and everything else, but Chappelle able to really stretch the floor a little bit inside the three-point line and play a little bit crafty. It's been interesting to see.
So we have a timeout on the floor here with 15:52 left to go in the second. Cincinnati leads 47-34. We'll take this moment to let you know that tonight's broadcast is presented by El Vaquero. Authentic Mexican dining just steps off UC's campus on Short Vine. Visit El Vaquero today at 2845 Short Vine Street and follow them online at El Vaquero Clifton. El Vaquero, the best in Cincinnati. The star player so far of the second half for Cincinnati, we keep mentioning him, has been Baba Miller. looking to get his second double-double of the season. You're looking at me just dumbfounded right now, just all over the place.
I'm dumbfounded. El Vaquero?
El Vaquero.
We've added them?
Oh, yeah, we have.
I love it.
We have
that's
added
awesome.
El Vaquero.
That's awesome.
Big shout-out to our friends at El Vaquero. Also, anyone that is a student at Cincinnati, if you're looking next Thursday, come to the Bearcats General Body Meeting, and you can get some El Vaquero for yourself. We're going to have some great content there. We're going to talk about all of our trips to Denver. When we went to CBI, I was a part of the group that went there, learned some great things, was able to talk to Jack Kerrigan, who is the voice of the Colorado Rockies, former Cleveland Cavaliers voice as well. Had some great words of advice to all of the Bearcats members that I will be dishing out. But if you want to get your hands on some El Vaquero, you can visit them on Short Vibe. Just come to our General Body Meeting.
I've lived under a rock over the last year or so, living downtown. I mean, 4th Street's got a deli. That's about all I know. But again, El Vaquero, there we go. You got to love good Mexican food on a Tuesday nights, of course. But,
exactly.
Taco Tuesday, but
wow. Cincinnati looking for their second win. We're just going to talk our way through this media timeout. We already took ours for ourselves. But still, 15:52 time is left in the second half. Cincinnati with a 13-point lead over Georgia State. No, Wes Miller, we talked about earlier, I mentioned it, how we lost the jacket. After you said it's going to happen about every time after that first media timeout. I almost think today it might have happened earlier. He might have thrown it off mid-play. It was going that rough for Cincinnati. And he is a guy, this is a matchup between two coaching staffs that are very active while the teams are on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at this. It's interesting to see with Wes throwing off the jacket, but again, I mean, you got to be able to get a good enough lead, separate from the pack. It's tough when you let a team hang around a little bit too long. That's when things start to get a little bit scary. But, Cincinnati, they're trying to get their lineups going. They're trying to see which groups work well together. How deep can they go into their lineup? Who can they trust? So it's just a lot of the feeling out process and somewhat like an interview with a lot of people, a group interview, if you will. It's tough to see what the best-looking lineup is, especially when all you've done is practice, and now you have new game footage and opponents that you're playing against.
Cincinnati comes out with a full-court press as Georgia State has a little trouble getting across the mid-court mark. I almost said midfield, going back to soccer there, my fault.
You'll be there.
Top of the key. That's Tucker with it for Georgia State. Now he's on the left side of the court. Into the corner it goes to the hands of Hamilton. Two cats converge on him, but he breaks out of it. Opposite corner, Tucker's three is up. That's good. A three for Micah Tucker. 47-37 is your score.
Yeah, get the puppies organized. Thanks, Bill Raftery. But, man, I mean, you get that much space, just line up and shoot it down.
Abayev drives in for Cincinnati. Finger roll off the glass is good.
And that's what we've been waiting for right there. He saw his opportunity. Go get you one, young fella. He did.
12-point lead for Cincinnati with 15 to go in the second half. Georgia State with possession. The hands of Eno. Now to the left side. It goes to Sherrard. Through his legs it goes. Turnover for Georgia State. Their 10th of the night. Cincinnati basketball.
Yeah, the ball was in the hands of Eno, but the great defensive hands of Sean Abayev was able to get the deflection off that. The Bearcats get possession. Let's see if they go back to Abayev to try to get the young freshman going on the offensive side.
49-37 is your score with Cincinnati in front. Right side here, Sean Abayev working towards his left. Still at the top of the elbow. Now to the left side, it's going to go to Celestine. The step back three is up off the front iron. That's no good. Rebound goes to the Panthers.
Out of system shot.
On the left side, here comes Georgia State. They try and dish it down low. Bounces off a Bearcat and out of bounds. It's going to be an inbounds pass on the baseline for Georgia State.
I hated the shot. I don't want to keep harping on that, but swinging around the horn, you've got 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Celestine, a strong three-point shooter, but he's 1 for 3 on the night. Off the back of Tyler McKinley, Georgia State inbounded it, and then they draw the whistle on the shot. He's going to head to the line for two. Looked like they might have whistled Celestine. That's going to be his third.
What do they teach at OTE? Trick or treat. I mean, again, just getting, the old turn around, get it off the back, and get to the free throw line. I guess that works for Tucker.
Tucker's first shot is up and good. 49-38 is your score with 14:29 remaining in the second half. Substitution for Cincinnati. It's going to be Keyshawn Tillery entering the game, replacing Kirk Risa.
Yeah, I mean, Tillery, it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of gets his feet wet, especially with the next game being against Dayton. You can't overlook this one, though. It's a 10-point game.
As you said, the second one's good for Georgia State. Here comes Cincinnati. The 10-point lead with 14:30 to go in the second. Left side, here's Keyshawn Tillery. His first touch of the second half. Dribbles towards the top of the key. Now hands it off to the right to Abayev. His three is up, hit the backboard, but here comes Georgia State working quickly. Right side, they lose the dribble. It's a mess on the floor. Open in the corner is Tucker. His three's too long, but the offensive board to Georgia State. They're gonna work it to the top. Three is up. That one's good. Hamilton delivers. 7-point game in Cincinnati with 14 to go. Timeout Bearcats.
Wow. Whew.
It's a 7-point game, but it feels like we're tied. I don't know how to describe that. The feeling in here is not what you want to feel.
He shot that from Athens, Georgia. That was a deep one. But again,
that's the other Georgia school, by the way.
It is the other Georgia school. Again, it's I don't know how far of a drive that is, but again, you think about it. You had the feet organized right there. A little bit too long of a shot. That's one where you got to be able to close out. You have to be able to box. You've got taller guys on the court for Cincinnati. You have the size advantage. Get the rebound and stop any sort of bleeding. But for that offensive board, the ball bounced around. Long shot equals a long rebound, and that's exactly what happened there. You got guys trailing down the court. You got to account for them. Talk on defense. It's a new group. Those are growing pains. And it's a 7-point game. It looks like a Bengals score right now.
Which is a wild thing to say in itself, as it's 49 to 42 with 14 minutes exactly to go in the second half. Cincinnati with possession. Day Thomas takes it across the C-ball. Into the corner it goes. That's Jordy Rodriguez newly into the game. Left side back to Day Thomas. Going to take the screen from Sham as he works towards his right. Kicks it back to the right side to Rodriguez. Good pump fake. Now here's the three. No good off the front iron. Offensive board to Cincinnati. Knocked out of their hands. It's going to be an inbound beneath the basket.
Almost everybody on the Georgia State bench is up right now, and that's how this team feels. We up, and they're only down 7 right now, but again, they're one stop away from really trying to close this gap.
Rodriguez into Harris at the top of the key, kicks it out to the left to Day Thomas. Miller had one touch, now back to Thomas. He's working towards his right, dribbling through his legs as two Panthers come onto him. He's inside the arc now, still on the right side. Now he works it out towards the 5th-3rd logo. Takes the three, misses everything. Georgia State with the rebound. They work quickly to Tucker. He snuck past the Bearcats and put it up and in.
That was excellent defense turned into offense. Tucker, the young freshman.
Rodriguez does it himself, switches hands in midair and put it up off the glass.
We go coast to coast. We go continent to continent.
12-4 run for Georgia State. 51-44 is your score with 13 to go. Panthers at the top of the key. It's in the hands of Chappelle. Chappelle's going up against Baba Miller, trying to go his way around him on that Big 12 logo in the paint. Kicks it back outside in the hands of Berth. He pushes off of Rodriguez. No whistles blown. Chappelle tries to send it down. It bounces off in the block by Miller. A mess with the ball going all over the place, but the Bearcats come away with it.
Oh my goodness, how much traffic's up top.
Buck Harris towards the hoop, back outside. Miller for three from the corner. That's good. Baba Miller puts the Cats up by 10.
Do not go in there on Baba Miller, if you dare.
16 points for Baba Miller in this one. 12 minutes to go. The Cats lead by 10. Panthers with possession. Shot from the elbows up, and that is good. The Panthers refuse to go away.
That's his spot right there, that 15-footer. Now he's pulling for the jersey tuck. Probably wants to take a breather, but again, that was just a great shot. Wide open. There you go. Routine.
Chom, left post, backing down his man, draws the whistle. Another foul against the Panthers. That's going to be their 6th of the second half.
Wow, that battle from Chappelle and Baba has been insane tonight. And Chappelle right now at 8 points and 8 rebounds. The Baba's got 16 and 8. And that big three right there.
So with 11:56 on the clock, we'll take our under 12 media timeout. Cincinnati leads 54-46 over Georgia State. We'll be back with more men's basketball here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back to Clifton with Cincinnati leading Georgia State 54-46 with 11:56 remaining in this second half. Aidan Riggs and Chase Younts here for Bearcat Sports Radio. Chase, it has been a mess at times on the floor, but Cincinnati feels like it's starting to show some momentum on offense.
Yeah, they got to find some sort of a shot in the arm, and Bob Miller's been able to give it to them at points in this matchup. But, you know, it's just got to be consistent. It's been too much of too little, if you would. It's been in spots, but it just happens so much where it's like they need to string something together that just stands the duration of time, at least for the next 11 minutes and 56 seconds. Because 8 points right now, come on. Georgia State is not making this thing easy.
Ball's thrown in by Cincinnati, but Georgia State immediately takes it away. Another turnover by the Bearcats, their 10th. Panthers down the paint, kicks it back outside into the hands of Brown. Goes to the top of the key. The three is up from Hamilton off the front iron, and Sham gathers the rebound. Here comes Cincinnati with speed. Thomas up to Miller. Miller drives into the paint. Took maybe one too many steps, and they're going to get him on the travel.
Yeah, and that call, I mean, you could get that as a travel, or if he would have lost possession of it a little bit, or the defender had more hand on the ball, then it would have been called a jump ball. But in that situation, I mean, another turnover for Cincinnati. I mean, that's their 12th turnover of the night, and it's just been rough.
So that full court press once again by Cincinnati. 54-46 is your score with 11:30 to go in the second. Cincinnati met them right at midcourt, but they're going to be called on a travel. Back-to-back travels called on both teams. Cincinnati will come away with this one.
Well, they run that 2-2-1 press to really make Georgia State work the ball up the court and not have anything easy, but Tyler McKinley was able to be right there on the spot. They got that to the middle. That's how you break a press, but Tyler McKinley did a great job stepping up and somewhat taking away that middle, and it really had Georgia State in a bit of a blender.
Thomas on the right side for Cincinnati. He gave it to McKinley, who handed it to Rodriguez. One-handed pass from Rodriguez back to Thomas inside the paint. Uses his right. He is swatted away, and here come the Panthers again. Tucker leads the charge for them. He's on the left side. He'll slow down, let him develop. Eno has it. He gives it to Hamilton. Hamilton inside the paint, tried to dish it outside. It was knocked away by Day Thomas. Out of bounds, it'll be an inbound pass on their left side. Make that right side for Georgia State.
I was going to say, cue the chase music for Eno on the block. I mean, that was being able to come from behind and get that block, that was huge right there. Gives Georgia State another possession. And, obviously you got subs coming in, but this is a huge one right here. If they were going to bucket, 2-possession game with just nearly 10 minutes to go.
Creasa replaces Harris. Inbound on the right side for Georgia State. Thrown into Tucker, who's on that right fifth third logo. Now he's going to work towards his left. Right in front of his bench on the wing, he has it. Guarded closely by Creasa. 12 on the shot clock. Back to the top of the key it goes into the hands of Sherrard. Sherrard's going to dish it with his right to Hamilton. He took a screen on the right side. Inside the paint, Eno has it. Met by two Bearcats. Tries to dish it outside. The shot clock goes down. Not in time. Turnover on Georgia State.
That was a great look inside to Eno, just not able to hold on to it all the way. And then you've got the trees that are coming in, and, that's obviously tough to go up against. But then obviously get it back out to Hamilton and just losing track of the clock right there. You would think that the shot would go up in that certain amount of time.
12th turnover of the night for Georgia State. Cincinnati had 16 points off those turnovers. Creasa throws it up right in the paint, catches the back iron. Offensive board to Sham. Stays alive for Cincinnati. He's going to give it to Rodriguez right in front of Wes Miller on the right side. Gives it back to Sham. He's going to hand it off to Thomas. Thomas, top of the key, now inside the arc. Right elbow, takes the shot. No good. Sham bats it in the air, and McKinley comes down with it. Cincinnati retains possession. Left side, Rodriguez inside the paint. McKinley, a big body, back outside to Creasa. His three's up. That's no good, and the Panthers finally grab a rebound.
There's no true offensive presence on the court. Not saying that Sham isn't, but he's only has 5 points tonight. No one effective is on the court when it tries to, being able to score the basketball, which is what Cincinnati needs desperately.
Final 10 from Cincinnati. They lead by 8. Panthers, mid-range jumper. That's no good. McKinley grabs the board. Crease is going to take it up the floor for him. Across the seapaw he goes with 9:30 remaining. McKinley open at the top for 3. That was no good. Caught the right side of the iron. A mess for the ball in the corner. Whistle against the Bearcats. Rodriguez took him to the ground, and the whistle was immediately blown.
Aidan, I'm no former professional basketball player, but this is ugly basketball right now.
You've got more experience than I do, so I consider you pretty knowledgeable.
But again, I mean, it shout out Division III, but still, I mean, it just is not the brand of basketball that either team's wanting to play. And obviously, Georgia State, they're like, okay, it's an 8-point game. We're just staying alive, and that's a big thing for them. They're only a bucket away from making this a 2-possession battle. But with Cincinnati, I mean, Wes Miller, we know, is beside himself on both sides.
9:18 remains in the second half. Ball was batted out of bounds by Cincinnati. Throwing on the right side for Georgia State. 54-46 is your score. Bearcats looking for their second win of the season. Had the opening win earlier this week, looking to build upon it. Pass gets away, Georgia State, and it goes right out of bounds. Another self-inflicted error by the Panthers, and Cincinnati comes away with it.
It's the little things like that. Again, when just even on an inbound or some sort of, an extra pass that's not needed that results in a turnover. Stuff like that in a tight game when you're a team that's coming into somebody's house where you are nowhere near expected to make it a close game, it goes a long way.
Abayev, left side to Thomas for three. That's good. Day ends the drought from the left corner.
Good look from Abayev. I know he's a scorer, but again, facilitator at that. Good look in the corner.
Georgia State, they've got 3 turnovers in the last 3.5, trying to break that. Dunked in there, right in the paint. A cutting Sherrard is able to end their drought as well.
Oh, they broke it. They did the 1-4 high. Look at the back door. You start cheating up a little bit. Sherrard takes it back door with the monster mush.
Right side, Thomas to the left corner. Kriisa for 3. Off the back iron, offensive board, McKinley. Thomas, his 3's up. That's good. Day-Day's hot, and the Cats' lead is up to 12.
That's the day-by-day results. We remember last year shooting 40% from the 3, and he said back-to-back.
60-48 your score with 8:19 remaining. Shot is up from Georgia State. The foul is going to go against Tyler McKinley. Hamilton will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, on that situation, you've got a bunch of guys that are going up to try to contest, but you've got that low contact with the push that's not needed. You have a guy that's suspended in air, and Hamilton is 6'5", but then you have 2 trees that are nearly 7 feet tall. Just go straight up, just wall up. If he makes the shot, it's one heck of a shot. But just go straight up. You don't need to put him at the line. That's where he's gotten all of his bread. He's 7 for 7 right now.
Chance to make it 8 for 8, and he does. As the lead is back down to 10 for Cincinnati. Hamilton with 18 points on the night. 60-50 is your score with 8:11 remaining in the second half. Thomas to the right side to Abayev. Abayev working towards his left. Now inside the arc, going to look back outside. Thomas was thinking about cutting, but he takes the ball instead off the C-paw. To the left side, Kirk Kriisa on that left wing. Back up top to Miller. Miller newly entered the game. Now here's back to Day Thomas on the right. Baba Miller on the right wing, driving inside the arc. Now in the paint, whistle is blown. Give me another whistle against the Panthers. Fouls continue to add up. That's their 7th.
Yeah, and for Georgia State, they can't keep Hamilton out much longer. Again, you got this media timeout. He was out for a possession. You got to get him back on the court. He's been your go-to guy.
7:48 remains in the second half. Cincinnati leads 60-50 over Georgia State. We'll be back with more men's basketball here on Bearcat Sports Radio. 7:48 remains here in the second half between Cincinnati and Georgia State, live from Fifth Third Arena. Aidan Riggs and Chase Younts here for Bearcats Sports Radio. 10-point lead for the Bearcats. It's a game where you feel like they need to pull away in this final 8.
They have to, and if you keep the back door open for too long, uninvited guests will walk through the door. Well, there's Georgia State. It's a 10-point game. Baba can make it 12 at the line. It is so pivotal and crucial that Cincinnati gets a stop on this next possession. They have to go on ahead and get a kill and find some sort of offense to really pull this gap. But Georgia State not going down without a fight.
Miller 3 for 5 on the night, make that 4 for 6 as he makes the first one. Make it an 11-point lead for Cincinnati.
What I mean by a kill, get 3 straight defensive stops. And if Cincinnati can score on 2 or at least 2 of the 3 possessions, that would be major.
Miller at the line for his second. Ball is up, and it is off the back iron and no good. Georgia State comes away with the rebound as they look to chip away at this 11-point lead. 7:40 remains on the clock. Right side, here's Georgia State on that right wing with it for him. It was Berth. Now back up top it goes to Eno. It's knocked away, though, by Cincinnati. Another steal by the Bearcats. Kirk Reese on the right side. An open Shanabayev from the right wing. No good off the back iron. It rattles around, and into the hands of the Panthers it goes.
They got to get to a set. They got to get to a set right here and find something that's really working well.
Brown on the left side. He's guarded by Abayev as he goes to the top of the key. Still working with his left hand as he dribbles towards the baseline. Inside the arc, now inside the paint as he goes to the right. He's dribbling all over the place. Hands it off to Cooper. No good on the first try. Abayev with too much contact on the second chance. He's going to head to the line for 2.
Is it Post Malone that has a song called Circles?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what that was right there. He was just dribbling circles around and eventually found the Oregon transfer in James Cooper, who I actually trained with, not him, another James Cooper for basketball, but one of the Wooster all-time greats. But off that, I mean, able to find something, and here's your free points at the line if they're able to, you got to brick one in.
First one's good for Cooper, but it really looked like he was a shark in the water, just circling around the bucket, trying to find a way to put it in. They get a point on the board, a chance for a second to make it a 9-point game. A couple subs for Cincinnati as Jordy Rodriguez enters the game along with Buck Harris, who lost his headband, by the way. An interesting thing to watch out in that one. But Cooper remains at the line, ready for his second. That first one was his first points of this game. He's got 2 offensive rebounds in this one. Cooper at the line, ready for this second one with 7:03 left on the clock. He makes it. 61-52 is your score. Cooper's going to exit the game in favor of Joa Chappelle.
This is, again, every possession's huge down the stretch, but this is the biggest possession of the game for both of these teams. This could be the momentum swing for either one.
Buck Harris on the left side for Cincinnati. To the top to Miller. Now the right side, Rodriguez. He works towards his left. Back to the right to Krisa. Now on the right post with it is Miller. Backing down his man. Now inside the paint. Left corner 3 is up from Harris. That's no good off the back iron. Rebound goes to Georgia State. State moving quickly down that right sideline. And it's going to be a whistle against Cincinnati. Too much contact from Buck Harris. That's his 4th.
Baba's got to go up with that. That is a huge size difference on the inside. I understand, Baba's not, the most muscular guy, but he's very cut. He's wiry. But again, being that tall, you got to go up with it.
Knocked away by Buck Harris. Hands it off to Krisa. Krisa in the paint. Got fouled on the way up. He'll head to the line for 2. That's another one of those fast breaks for Cincinnati we've seen a couple times tonight.
Yeah, I mean, again, it starts with Buck Harris being able to have those active defensive hands. And Kirk Krisa very used to dishing it off on the fast break, looking for the trailer. But this time, he's got to earn it at the line for this 2.
6 make that 7 steals for Cincinnati tonight. 2 for Sincere Harris. At the line, Kirk Krisa ready for his 2 shots. Cats lead by 9 with 6:27 remaining. They will stay at 9 as the first one clanks off the back iron. Chom's going to enter the game replacing McKinley. You're also going to get Sherrard entering the game replacing Brown for Georgia State.
Georgia State's 12 for 13 from the line. Cincinnati's 12 for 20. You make your free throws, it's a bit of a different game.
Krisa 2 for 3 so far. Make that 3 for 4 as he makes the second. 10-point ball game with 6.5 to go here at Fifth Third Arena. Tucker's going to take it up the floor for Georgia State as they try and chip away at this double-digit deficit. Tucker Handoff on the right side to Hamilton. They work it to the left to Sherrard. Quick ball movement from the Panthers. Down low with it was Eno. He kicks it outside. The three is up from Sherrard. No good. And it's batted all the way up top to Rodriguez for Cincinnati. Here come the Bearcats in transition. They're going to slow down. Rodriguez is met by two Panthers, and they knock it away. A giveaway by the Bearcats, and the Panthers look to capitalize. Right side, Tucker has it. To the top of the key, it goes to Eno. Eno's got Sherrard in the area. He hands it off to him on this left wing. Sherrard inside the arc, back outside. Eno's three is up. That's off the back iron. Baba Miller gets the rebound, his 9th of the night. And here comes Cincinnati with 5:40 to go. Left side, Sham. Inside the arc. Fake the spin move now as he backs down the defender. Inside the paint, he has it. It's knocked away. Another turnover for Cincinnati. We're in a dry spell looking for points. And it's going to be a jump ball in favor of Georgia State.
This is rough. This is really rough. Again, you have growing pains when you're a completely new team. And Georgia State's playing really hard. But it's avoidable. This is very avoidable. Where, again, Jordy Rodriguez on the possession before, he got that steal, the long rebound, and he just went down to the left wing and just picked up his dribble. Just basketball 101.
5:20 remains in the second half. Cincinnati leads 62-52 over Georgia State. Panthers with possession on the left side. It's Tucker. Tucker into the paint. A big jump step, but he was no good off the backboard. And Baba Miller gets the double-double with his 10th rebound. Miller, one-handed pass to the left side. Rodriguez threw it to no one in the corner. Another turnover for Cincinnati. That might be the epitome of tonight, just miscommunication.
Miscommunication's the correct word. They've been one step off, and that one step has cost them and put them in a tight game.
Bearcats 2 for their last 10. Georgia State 1 for their last 7. No field goals in the last 3.5 minutes in Cincinnati. We're under 5 to go. The Cats lead by 10. Right inside the paint, Georgia State dribbles it in. Hamilton's shot is up, and he ends the drought. Finds that with the mid-range. Right side, Creasa. He's going to send it to the left to Thomas. Thought about the three. Now inside the arc, he takes it back to Creasa on the C-paw. Right side, Rodriguez. Open, Miller down low. Now is met by a man off the glass, draws the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
I'm glad he drew the foul, but just go straight up and through contact. You're taller than everybody except Beam. Just go straight through it. And on the other end, for Hamilton, this guy is a power 4 scorer. He can shoot from the outside. The mid-range is good. He's able to pull up in traffic and everything else. Got the off-the-glass look. If he's able to consistently get a drive down, you might see him next year playing some higher-level basketball. He's only a redshirt sophomore.
Miller takes the first free throw, and that is good. 9-point game with 4:28 remaining.
And he was at Iowa State for 1 year, so he knows what high-level basketball is. Come back down, get some tape, play better basketball, and shoot your way right back up.
Miller at the line, ready for his second. Everyone on the court for Georgia State, except for Beam, has 2 fouls, as Beam has 3. The fouls have really added up, as the next one will put Cincinnati in the double bonus. Second one's good for Miller. 64-54 is your score from Cincinnati with the Bearcats in front. 4:20 remains in the second half. Top of the key, Georgia State has it. Handed off to Hamilton on the left side. Beam had it poked away by Sham. Another steal for the Bearcats. And here they come. Thomas into the right corner. Miller has it. Back to the top of the key. Sham for 3. That's no good off the back iron, but the rebound goes to Buck. Buck right back to Thomas. Now on the left side of Bayev. Down low. Sham battles with his man. Puts it up. Draws the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. So that's the 10th foul on Georgia State this half.
Yeah, that's where you got to go. You got to go inside to your bread and butter. This has been a really odd game, but when stuff gets chaotic, get back to the simplistics. Your big men, who averaged 10 points a game last year for UCF, find them in the fold.
3:58 remains in the second half. Cincinnati leads 64-54 over Georgia State. We'll take our last time out here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Crunch time here at Cincinnati. The Bearcats lead 64-54 over the Georgia State Panthers. A big dry spell for Cincinnati offensively. Only 4 points in the past 5 minutes, all coming from the line.
The fact that we're saying crunch time in this one is concerning. Again, it's a new team, don't get me wrong. 29 more games at least that are left on the schedule, but this is certainly something that we did not expect tonight from Georgia State to have that much fight, and from Cincinnati to just look that lost, to put it in simpler terms.
So teams are going to retake the floor with Mustafa Cham at the line for Cincinnati. Cham so far tonight has 5 points, and he's 1 for 5 from the free throw line. You talked about it earlier. It's a different ball game if Cincinnati makes their free throws. They're shooting 65% from the line, 15 for 23.
If they make half of their misses, it's a 14-point game.
First one's no good off the back iron, as once again the free throw woes stay alive. And this is something that's haunted this fan base for the past couple years.
Yeah, I mean, we'd even have to make stuff off of missed free throws. And we won some games off of, at the end situation, missed free throws, but it's just been rough.
Second one is good for Cham. That's going to make it an 11-point game. 3:58 remains in the second half. Bearcats in front of the Panthers. Panthers with possession. Left side of the floor, it was Tucker. He handed it off to Eno. Eno to the right side in the hands of Sherrard. Sherrard's guarded by Abayev. Back to the top of the key to Hamilton. Hamilton's got 20, and that's going to be the 5th foul against Buck Harris. He's going to leave the game, and that's going to send Hamilton to the line for 1-1.
He tried the veteran move from behind with that reach-around poke. Just looked like he got a little bit too much on that. Buck plays a very aggressive style of basketball, and it just sometimes depends on the officiating crew. It sometimes depends on, just how far can that line be crossed. And looks like he crossed that line a bit too much tonight.
16 minutes of action for sincere Buck Harris tonight, but it was a productive 16 minutes. He only had, I believe it was 9 points in this one, but he was all over the place. He brought energy in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun 16 minutes to watch him. Like you mentioned, I mean, he was the spark that came off the bench in that first half where Cincinnati just was trying to find their way.
First one is good for Hamilton, makes it a 10-point game. 3:43 remains in the second half. Georgia State trying to find some late game magic to sneak away with one. Second one is up, and it rattles its way in. 9-point ball game. Cincinnati feeling a little uncomfortable here at home. Kriisa on the left side of the floor, takes it across the mid-court mark. Right side on that Fifth Third logo, he has it in his right. To the top of the key it goes, now to the left wing it went to Miller. Baba Miller backing down his defender, stops in the paint, puts it up and in, and one for Baba Miller.
See, they're trying to find what their spread of the bread and butter is, and you go to Baba Miller, look at it. I mean, you go on ahead and you find that one-on-one matchup, it's a matchup nightmare. So just keep going to him, tell him to attack the basket, and just keep scoring the ball. 21 points and 10 rebounds, that's what you need.
67
great.
to 56 is your score. If you could have seen everyone in the crowd once that ball went in.
Heard it.
3:25 remains.
Who am I kidding? I love that.
And one is good. No more 67. It's 68 now. Abayev's going to leave the game as Tyler McKinley enters for Cincinnati. 68 to 56, once again, is your score with 3:20 remaining in the second half. Panthers take it across the C-ball logo to the left side to Sherrard. It goes, guarded closely by Miller. Sherrard lost possession, but Hamilton's able to grab it right at the mid-court part of the court. To the right side it goes. Hamilton still with it, guarded closely by Thomas. Fades away on that one, and that's good. Hamilton once again. Best player on the floor for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think he might be the best player. Well, actually, I'll give that to Baba. But again, just tough work tonight.
Cham inside, one-handed. Puts it up and in.
And a tough move, and you hate to see it right there for the injury.
Hamilton is the player that goes down holding his left leg right in the hamstring areas. He's going to limp his way back onto the floor. He looks like he's going to stay in. It's 2:50 remains. Cincinnati leads 70 to 58 here in Cincy. Georgia State with possession on the right side of the floor in the hands of Sherrard right on that right wing. Handed off to Brown. Brown's in that right corner. Whistle's going to be blown against Cincinnati. They're going to say too much contact from Tyler McKinley. It's going to be his second of the game, but it sends the Panthers to the line once again.
He might be the most aggressive player on this Bearcats team. Again, obviously, as a freshman, but you got to be able to stop playing with the hands, and it's obviously something he's going to learn as time goes on. What you can get away with, what you can't get away with. Wes was showing him, grabbing him. You can't really play extended hands like that. You got to play more horizontal, more than outward,
1-and-1 was no good. Baba Miller with another rebound thrown up towards Shanabayev, who was going for the open oop. And Wes Miller is disappointed in that one. The chance was there for Cincy, but Thomas couldn't find him.
Yeah, it almost looked like the old all shucks. That's unfortunate. That's
a good way to put it.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll keep it PG.
2:30 remains, 70-58 your score with Cincinnati in front. Georgia State with possession, left side of the floor. Brown has it, poked away by Day Thomas. Kirk Risa and Thomas run up the floor for the Cats. To Miller! Baba Miller slams it home. He's got 24, and the Cats lead by 14.
He comes out of nowhere, I tell you. These two guards are able to just get up the court, play aggressive defense, and they just give Baba the icing on top of the cake with the cherry on top. Awesome.
Sherrard took it up the floor for Georgia State. Final 2 minutes. The mid-range is good. That was Eno with the bucket. 72-60 is your score. Thrown up to Sham, and he lays it in. Slammed home, back-to-back dunks for Cincinnati. Back to a 14-point lead.
The ball did not touch the ground right there. That's just your simple side out, fast break attempt. Throw it up to the big fella. There's two of them on the court. Sham gets this slam after Baba.
1:41 remains. Timeout, Georgia State. They have one remaining after taking that one. The fans feel a little bit more comfortable here in Fifth Third Arena as the Bearcats extend their lead to 14.
Yeah, they do. And I don't know, it's piecing together a new team is tough. You have 2 games in the first week. You got a big one coming up against Dayton on Tuesday. That game was really tight last year at a, quote, neutral site where we were at, but Dayton traveled really well, and I expect that to be the same thing come Tuesday night, that Dayton's going to travel down I-75 very well. But
somehow it was more of a neutral site than we saw in Kansas City, but that's a story for a different time, to say the least.
Yeah, that's like the aftercut edition, but I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. And Georgia State, man, they've really come out and they have played strong basketball, especially Jelani Hamilton. Keep an eye on him in the future.
1:30 remains. Georgia State with the ball as they trail by 14. Day Thomas playing tight defense on Hamilton. A little too much contact there as Hamilton will go to the line. Once again, he's got 24 in this one. Looks to add on to it. These are two teams that are really hot right now. Cincinnati 4 for their last 4. Georgia State 3 for their last 3.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting buckets toward the end. Obviously, for Georgia State, it's like, well, I wish we had another one of those runs when Cincinnati wasn't really shooting well from the field to make it even closer. But this is nothing to hang your hat on if you're Georgia State. It's a confidence builder, especially making great strides from what happened on Monday against Eastern Michigan and coming into a Power 5 team's place and only being down now 12 points.
Rattles both of them in. 74-62 is your score. 124 remains in the second half. Cincinnati trying to take their time and let that clock just dwindle away. Krisa on the right side, finds Miller, he's looking down low to Sham. Sham using the size advantage, goes back to Miller, he tries to float it up to Sham. Second chance, no good either. Rebound goes to Georgia State. On the left side, they take it up the floor. It's Eno. Eno is going to find the hands of Brown. Brown looking around. Towards the right he goes on that right elbow. Now on the charity stripe, he sends it to the right corner. Driving towards the basket, up and off the glass was Chappelle. 10-point game once again.
If Chappelle was able to expand his range just to be able to hit a 3 a game, I think that's another player that could maybe be seen as a forward that can make the next leap. You're going to probably see him more playing on the wing, but he really plays that high post role at a high efficient rate.
Right side, Sham for Cincinnati. 10 on the shot clock as it goes to Abayev. Abayev's three is up. That's no good off the back iron. Offensive board is grabbed by Day Thomas. Shot clock resets to 20, and just a 7-second differential on the game and shot clock. And Cincinnati is just going to take their time and let it go out. They're going to take it. Looks like the shot clock violation as Sean Abayev is going to take the screen now from Sham on the right side. He takes the violation. They'll give the ball to Georgia State with just 5 seconds to go in this one.
Yeah, rougher night for Abayev, but again, there's many more games left. More opportunities to get better. Obviously, it's going to be back to the drawing board. Watch the film. Got to look where you can be better in a lot of places.
Georgia State takes it up the floor. The final shot is up from Brown, and it is no good. Cincinnati comes away with a 74-64 victory over the Georgia State Panthers. They improved to 2-0 on the season, and Georgia State will drop to 0-2. Baba Miller, your leading scorer for Cincinnati, his second double-double of the season. 24 points to go along with 11 rebounds. Day Thomas with 12 points for the Bearcats. He also had 3 rebounds in this one. 8 points for Kirk Risa. Sincere Buck Harris having 9 points. That's his season high so far. And 10 went to Mustafa Shah. Any final thoughts on this one?
If Baba Miller continues to play with aggressiveness, he will be one of the best players in the Big 12 this year. This is no fluke. He was built for this, and I don't want to overreact to anything. But from what I'm seeing right now and how the way basketball is moving, that is exactly what they want in a player, to be able to hit some shots from the outside, be an absolute menace handling the basketball, flying above the rim, playing great defense, and just being a complete player overall. Baba's got it, and a double-double and back-to-back Bearcat appearances. You love to see it. Watch out in the Big 12.
The Bearcats will stay at home with their next matchup being that heated one against Dayton on Tuesday night. You can hear Chris Fagan and Justin Diedrich on the call here for Bearcat Sports Radio at 6:45. Pregame will start. Tip-off follows at 7. For Aidan Riggs and Chase Younts, we thank you for listening to Cincinnati and Georgia State here on Bearcat Sports Radio.